What is this question you said? How many people do you think got into natural products because they didn't recognize the ingredients on the shampoo bottle they read on the toilet? You created this like imagery of a person sitting on a toilet reading it that I feel like we didn't need for that question. But I'll still answer the question. Yeah, I think people are afraid of names of chemicals. I think people are so afraid of them, and I cannot stand when people say chemicals bad, because then you know that they didn't pass like basic high school chemistry. You know. I don't know. I really like skincare, right? So I'm used to like reading the back of a bottle and being like, what is this? What is that? And looking it up on the spot, trying to see what it is. But people are like so afraid of the names of every chemical, and I'm like, everything in this world is a chemical, right? I feel like a lot of us know this. It's a I don't know. Well, not literally chemical, but like everything is this. Everything has some sort of structure to it. But when it has a name that they don't know, they just freak out. They just freak the fuck out. I don't know. Yeah. Afraid of water, afraid of air. When you talk about breaking something down, they're like, what do you mean breaking something down or using chemicals? That's bad. And I'm like, what do you think your fucking, your stomach does? Like, oh, enzymes, don't use them. They're scary. They're enzymes in your body, you stupid idiot. I don't know, man. Natural things aren't good. No, not at all. I don't know, man. I feel like this has been the case for a while, though, right? This isn't like a boomer take. This isn't a new thing. People have always been afraid of anything that has a chemical name. I feel like in the 50s, 60s, we had this kind of attitude in the world where science was cool and we were making cool new things, right?
You know what occurs naturally? Arsenic and lead. Checkmate homeopaths.
It's true. But you know, things were fine. And then 80s, 90s, people start realizing asbestos is bad. This thing's bad, that thing's bad. There's a lot of old wartime stuff that they're now figuring out, you know, chemical-wise. That's bad. The nuclear scares, etc. And I think that, plus people freaking out, for good reason, about global warming afterward, I feel like those things kind of all happening in succession just bred this perfect storm for people to be afraid of, like, anything scientific ever, you know? Like, we went from, like, before, I think pre-Cold War, everyone was like, dude, science is so cool. And we were very, like, pro-science for a lot of countries because they were like, that's how we're gonna, like, think of the space race and all that. Everyone's like, we're gonna be ahead of everyone because of science. It's gonna be so cool. And then there was this huge flip, and now it's the opposite. People are like, if you're not eating dirt and living off the land, you're dying. I don't know, man. What a flip. What a flip. Eggs go back and forth between being good for you or not. Right now, everyone's afraid of red meat. Right now, everyone tells you if you eat red meat, you're gonna, like, get cancer and die. They think you should only eat, like, dark leafy greens, and there are people acting like celery is crunchy water and has nothing in it. They're acting like it has zero value. Even things that are just fibrous, like, maybe they don't have a lot of nutritional value, but they're fibrous and there's still reason to eat them. People will be like, well, there aren't a lot of vitamins, so it's bad. And I'm like, oh, I'm going crazy. Celery is good. What? I saw this whole Twitter thread, like maybe a month ago, of someone listing out like vegetables and tier listing them basically, and talking about like what was good and bad. And they were trying to say that celery was like one of the least useful ones. They're like, it's basically just water. It doesn't really have much to it. And I was like, are you fucking crazy? What? What? It does have vitamin content, yeah. And yeah, like roughage is just not a concept for people, maybe. I don't know. Not people. I mean, like some people, right? Like I don't know. And they were like, it's one of those people who's like, you should only eat avocados and kale, right? It's one of those superfoods. It was just crazy. I was going insane reading
Your
it.
water is natural, but that doesn't make getting water poisoning any more fun. Faction redeems chat.
I give it the bits. I don't know. People are also way too afraid of potatoes. Yeah, people are acting like potatoes are one of the things that are going to make them the fattest. Potatoes are so good for you. Yes, they're starchy. Yes. But they have so much vitamin and mineral content in them. They're so good for you. The problem is that people keep frying them. People just drown them in butter and oil and all this stuff. Just eat them with less on them, right? Eat them with less of this other shit. But they're so good for you in general, you know? And I don't know. Eat them raw. No. I mean, something that I think people should get into doing, and this is a thing that I did a lot in Korea and I got used to. Now I love a potato that's like mashed and filled with butter and, you know, everything. Yeah. But we used to constantly bake potatoes by just wrapping them, sweet potatoes as well. Sweet potatoes are like so fucking popular. Just eat like this in Korea. Wrap it in foil, throw it into a campfire, leave it for a while, take it out, right? And then you just sit there and you just peel it and eat it, but you also eat the skin, everything. You just eat it like that and you don't put anything on it but a tiny bit of salt. Nothing on it.
A medium-sized potato contains 15% of your daily allowance of potassium. The more you know.
Well, sweet potatoes just eating like that like are fine. Even regular potatoes. I think a russet is a little boring to eat like that, but it's not bad. But you just get used to it. You put a little salt in. I don't know. When you have them with so much butter all the time, you get too used to that. But if you can just get your body not used to that and stop being so American for a second, you know, stop putting so much butter on everything. There are a lot of potato varieties that are really good like that. And I got used to doing that. And then, I don't know, I like potatoes both ways now. I was just like, oh, okay, you know, like I'll just eat them like this. And there's like nothing really inherently bad about them when you eat them like that, you know? They're good. But I think the problem is people keep eating them in like these fried forms. They're very oily, buttery, you know, for whatever reason, for whatever, you know, whatever method you're using to make them. And I think you just do yourself a disservice. Like you just made that healthy thing unhealthy when you didn't need to, you know? I don't know, man. Just eat food. We should just make shit up to confuse all the young people. Be like, dude, you would not believe what the toilets used to be like. Just make them even more depressed, all the Gen Z and below. Make them even more depressed by telling them that like everything was better, down to the toilets.